Characters are ex-partners? Ouch. Characters are ex-spouses? Oh no. Characters are ex-fiancés? Someone who is better at drawing than me needs to remake this, because this is my favorite character dynamic. Analyzing each other. They pretend to be normal friends, but they're psychoanalyzing each other all the time and trying to keep the other one from finding out. They like each other like slides in a microscope. Whatever the fuck these two characters had going on is a vastly underrated character dynamic. Weird about each other is how I've always put it. It's my favorite thing. Me when the character dynamic got the tall and thin and short and round. Guys, stop serving cunt. I need help hiding the body. Favorite character dynamic number 3746. When A, incredibly, overwhelmingly powerful, is found by B, much less powerful, who thinks A is down on their luck and needs training or a job or a place to stay. And A, who needs absolutely none of those things, is just like, yep, you're right, thank you so much, I would love to do chores. One of my favorite tropes is the character having to dance with the enemy at a formal event. Who's leading the dance? Whose hand is on the other's back, and how threatening are they being? Who asked for the dance? Is it a power play? Did it go wrong? Who dips who? Who dips who? I go feral for characters who were deprived of comfort and affection, emotionally imprinting on inanimate objects, especially when those objects are weapons. Character rescued, and the first thing they ask while still blood-stained and filthy and delirious and actively being broken out of their restraints is if they saved whoever they gave themselves up for, as people desperately try to cart them away to safety and convince them to worry about themselves. Amen! Worry about yourself, man. Well, you see, if they did that, they would not be decimated and laying in a heap for the cause, now would they? Characters who hate who they once were. Characters who are disgusted by who they once were. Characters who absolutely despise who they once were. Characters who miss who they once were. Characters who long for who they once were. Characters who would give anything to be who they once were again. They both hate themselves and have an unhealthy dependency on each other's affection to prove they can be loved. My fave trope is when a character is established as no thoughts, head empty, and then later on is revealed to actually be like a genius or something, because it raises the questions, why? Do they pretend to be dumb in order to be underestimated? Is it dangerous for them to be smart? Is it just for fun? Are they bored? Why are they bored? Does anyone know? How long have they been acting like this? Another really good one I like. Single parent character A, who meets circumstantial found family character B, who's been taking care of A's child. And A is not very fond of B and their teachings, and doesn't want B trying to parent their kid. Meanwhile, B has been in denial about being a parental figure to begin with, which turns into slow burn romance joint parenting. I will not allow you to corrupt my child. I don't need anyone's help raising them. Oh, this isn't... I'm not trying to... Later. Heh. Two parents. My favorite fic trope is when two characters are in love with each other, and one doesn't know they're in love yet, and the other thinks they could never love them back. And they already act like a normal couple and do coupley things and keep having moments where any normal person would realize there's more going on. But they're kinda dumb about each other, and it's a slow burn of them basically being a couple and not realizing it before confessing their undying love for each other. When you reframe will they, won't they as is it worth it, it's so much more compelling. Like, my main issue with will they won't they is that as readers, we know that it's gonna happen, so it just feels like beating around the bush, especially when there's a lot of denial involved. I love me a good, oh moment, but I also don't want them dancing around each other for 3 books and an epilogue, even when everyone involved knows that they're interested in one another. Is it worth it? Fixed this issue though. It gives the characters more agency. It shows how this couple, 1, is aware of their mutual attraction, 2, is aware of their current situation, and 3, is actively choosing to either pursue them or stay away. Will they, won't they? Divorce. Fave ship dynamic. Rage baiter x rage baiter. Maybe nothing better than your fave who is a liar, having the most miserable time of their life. Deciding the truth is worse than whatever respite they might get from showing where they're soft and vulnerable and committing to it. And then, of course, having something carve it out of them anyway. Like, God, what if you gave the most important performance of your life and it didn't even save you? What then? What then? All your lies and ruining yourself to keep the secret meant nothing, and someone pinioned and flayed you regardless. I was doom scrolling ship dynamics on Pinterest and suddenly thought of one I've loved for ages, but I don't know if it has a name. Will I ever be worthy of them? Slow burn of the century. And, oh my god, bruh. Guy who has suffered through every year of it. Puppy crushes are such an underrated relationship dynamic. I love a character that admires another character so much that they can't help but have a little crush about it, and the other character has no obligation to return the sentiment. I love when romantic tension and yearning is resolved by evolution of character rather than obligatory fulfillment of the desire. I love romantic feelings that have to be grown out of for a character to mature. Sibling angst in media always hits different because, ugh, what do you mean you hate each other but you'd kill for the other, but you hate being around each other but doing so brings back your most precious memories? What do you mean that's someone you hate who you have too much in common with? What do you mean you'd throw yourself in front of a train to save them but you can't bring yourself to say that you love them? I love. Characters who resent their abusive family and openly show disdain towards them because of what they did are great, but I wish there were more characters who still care about their family despite how abusive they are. I'm not promoting this, but I do wish there were characters who, despite everything they went through, still care about their family dearly, and maybe feel guilty because of it. Maybe they know what their family did was wrong, but they're too scared to leave them, or they care about them too much to cut contact. Not that they can't leave, they definitely can. They're just too forgiving or too close to their family to do so. Just a small family dynamic thing I wish was explored more in media. More guard dog / attack dog dynamics. Character A, who has B wrapped around their finger and thinks they're completely in control of their precious loyal partner. Character B, who is way more powerful and aware than A thinks, and A only controls B because B lets them, but B definitely gets off on that fact. Come on, B, we have work to do. Anything for you, A. It's adorable how in control you think you are. The loyal dog and the uncaring owner. Wasn't there for long, but has a profound impact on the other person's life, even after their death, which constantly haunts the narrative. And the one that has to live with the fact that had they met even a bit earlier, it could have been something. Oh, I adore characters that could have been friends if not for their circumstances. But can I raise you? Characters who were friends in spite of their circumstances. It's about doomed relationships. It's about relationships that never got to be formed. It's about relationships that were made out of nowhere, because a short friendship is better than none. It's about recognizing that a friendship is a bad idea, but creating that bond regardless because perhaps you need to, because it's the human thing to do. I love it when characters who are very similar don't actually get along well. Finding themselves in the other annoys them. This town is only big enough for one insufferable bastard. My favorite trio dynamic is romantic couple who would do anything for each other, and their platonic guy that they would also do anything for. Guy who says, "fuck" to every minor inconvenience. X. Guy who says, "oopsie daisies" to earth-shattering catastrophes. Terrible character dynamic idea. You got games on your phone, and yeah, what do you want to play? I am severely weak against the older character takes children under their wings so that they can hopefully live a better life than they ever could. I fear. I wonder if my love of gruff caretakers and of weak caretakers who do it scared comes from a similar place. I like it when a character steps up to the best of their ability while thinking, "You deserve better, but right now, what you have is me." You deserve better, but what you have is me, with the implicit, "so I'll do it," not even in question. Characters whose relationship is entirely platonic, and people keep implying they're a couple, and they're so fed up with it. They love each other, sure, but God, no, would they ever date. It's not because their sexualities don't line up right for it or whatever, it's that they genuinely just love each other platonically, and the thought of being with the other romantically is laughable. Yeah, that idiot is everything to me, but I wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. My favorite dynamic to obsess over is love so strong it's beyond anything people can categorize it as. It has attributes of friendship, it has attributes of romance, it has attributes of family. All of these provide different senses of comfort and intimacy, and yet this dynamic somehow balances all of these. You are everything to me in the most literal sense. Achievement unlocked. Just realized I've liked a very specific character dynamic from a young age. In my defense, I'm pretty sure it's a rare dynamic, so I've only just now accumulated enough characters to make a pattern. I have no idea what this dynamic would be called. 2 beings in one head? Specifically, 2 beings inhabiting one body, where one is the original owner of the body, and the other one can only be heard by the original owner. Like Jaime Reyes and Kaji Da are the Scarab from Blue Beetle, Eddie Brock and Venom, Oscar Pine and Professor Ozpin/Ozma from Ruby, or Adam and One from the Lorien Legacies. Best friends, incomprehensible horrors, and some guy. I would die for you. Would you live for me? Just something I think about sometimes. The idea of, would you take care of yourself? Would you care about yourself as much as I care for you? If I was gone one day, could you learn to accept that? Could you cope with that grief? Because to die is easy, but to live is a lot harder. Always chewing on characters who would never do anything as vulnerable as admit what happened, but the signs are all there. Stark, shiny scars they brush off concern for, pains that crop up at strange times, obsessive habits they refuse to break, and aversions they won't explain, bags under their eyes and a thin face, no matter how competent they are at whatever task is set before them. A worn cog still turns. Even if everyone can see the damage, it doesn't need to draw attention, really. And then of course they eventually implode and break everything in the process. The pair that speaks different languages natively, so they have to try to communicate in a second language they both kind of know. They are still unquestioningly fond of each other in a way that is deeper than words. Write a duo. Something cements them together. Doesn't matter if it's friendship, love, hate, codependency, trauma, but it's common sense that if one of them is present, the other must be close behind. They're 2 magnets in a small world, a constant during whatever else happens in the plot. And then you separate them. And then Mitsuki starts playing. You choose the song. The quintessential underlying premise of arch-nemistry or enemyship is that each party regards the other as almost equal to themselves. They think the other is worthy enough to fight, to defeat, or to conquer. If not, they're just nothing or someone dismissible. The attention, however negative, is just their way of saying, I approve you, and I find worth in you. The hatred for the other, yet, can be malleable and can be shaped into an opposite value of emotion, which is why enemies to/end lovers works. Things I wish were portrayed in fiction more often, both books and fanfiction. Very loving and affectionate, 100% asexual relationships. Deep and emotional friendships between men and women that aren't romantic. Same goes for all genders, but men and women especially. Platonic cuddling! A prostitute or sex worker type character who is really chill about the job and acts like a normal person. Accurate mental disorder portrayals, especially autism and ADHD. And non-romantic character foils. So, you guys tell me what character dynamics, whether, a solo character or a dynamic with another character, or between two characters, I should say, or more than two characters, have you been enjoying the thought of lately? But anyway, thank you to my Patreon members, my Little Ruse, Nebulatic Vexen, Donka42, John Huang, Laser Scorpio, Mintara, Somnophobic Danny, Savage Otters, Ballsy, Kestrel, Dragonborn Canid, Angie Ender, Sky Cow, and Yellow Mochi Cat. Thank you so much for your extra support on Patreon. It means the world to me. Hope you guys are doing well. Keep on being awesome. You guys rock. A great little group of little kangaroos hanging out with me. Thanks for being here. And the same goes to my YouTube channel members, my Mini Ruse, Foxstar Killer, Rainy Cant, Alyssa North24, Siggy, Those Midnight Daydreams, and Snout. Thank you so much for your extra support. I'm so glad to have you be a part of my YouTube channel. Thanks for being here and being such lovely viewers. I really appreciate it, and I wish you guys all the best. Keep on smiling. That goes to all of you. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys are having a great June, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you one more time for watching and sticking around to the end. You can imagine me giving you a little gold star for getting to the end of the video. That looks great on you.